Hi, my name is Doris if you're new here. So today we are going to be doing my first week check-in for my budget planner. I have a video that show y'all my whole budget planner and how I plan on using it for 2026. So this is just my weekly check-in. I have this little calculator I'm probably going to return because it don't have an off button. The battery is there because it takes the 10 minutes to shut off after you use it, and that is just a waste of battery. So I'm going to find one that I have a button, a shut off button to use, just because it was there. See, now it's on, and then this doesn't even close all the way. See, it doesn't even close. It was only $5, but I still have the return to return it. So I'm going to return to Amazon, trying to find something better for that. But it's really pretty, and I like how it sounds. It's just not for me. Anyway, so this is my budget plan I'm using for 2026. So this is my financial goal for 2026. I do have a video walking you through my financial goal and all of these trackers and things like that. So I'm not going to do that today. All I'm going to do is do my weekly check-in. Okay, so this is my month for January. This is some of the bills due date. I could remember when I filled this out. And then this is what we're going to be working on today. We're going to be doing my weekly check-in. So I went back in, and my rent, I wrote on here 1600, and that was wrong. My rent is 1260. It was the six I thought I was thinking, but it's 1260. It's not 1600 for my rent. The first thing I'm going to do up here is I'm going to go with my income. So this is what I'm expecting to get for child support every month, but I got child support, but it was not that. I have a half a payment. So on the 5th, I got $397. So I'm gonna do child. Lord, I can't spell child. I can't even spell today. Number 1, and I got 397. Okay. So I haven't. Oh, that would be actual. My bad. 397. So that's the first thing I got, and then I also got a check stub for my job because I work once a week. With nursing school and studying for the NCLEX now, I have been working less. So I work once a week, and I got a check on the 2nd, and that was 268.14. Okay, so right now this is the income I have. One of the way I'm able to survive when I was in nursing school, the hospital I work for pay for my nursing school, but I still have access to federal student loan because when I did my first bachelor, I only used that for 2 years. So I decided to take student loan for this program and use it to be able to live and not have to work. So basically, the hospital sent the money into my personal account. They wrote it as a check for employee, and then I waited till my student loan take off, and then whatever balance the student didn't cover or scholarship I didn't get, I will pay that, and then the rest I will use that for living. And the first semester I couldn't really do that because I didn't have a refund or nothing like that. I had to like basically pay. But for the second and third semester, I was able to live off of that. I don't have to work full time, and that helped me a lot. So with me not having income up here, I do still have some money saved. I have $5,361.26 saved that I'm using for bills. And I was hoping to use that for the next couple of months, but then my car broke down. So now I have to get that fixed. So that is going to eat into that. So for that amount of money, I'm just going to put it up here just to remind myself. 35,361.26. I'm going to just use the highlighter and highlight it. So for my sinking fund, I'm not going to be able to put anything in my sinking fund. I wanted to put money into my sinking fund for a fixed car because I felt that my car was breaking down. I'm not going to be able to put anything in there because any extra money I have is going to be going to fix my car, and I do need a car with that. So I'm going to put nothing in here at all. That's something I already know. At the end of the month, I'm not going to put anything in there because any extra money I want to save that for rent or anything like that. So for my rent, that I paid on the first was $12.60, and then I haven't paid electricity yet. Then for my fuel up here, let me see. I spent $28.18 for mine, and then my daughter, she's paying $24.19. So So I'm going to add that up for our weekly fuel cost. So that is 38.18 plus 24.19. Okay, so we spent 62.37 on fuel for this week. We paid my phone and my internet bill this week also, and that was the exact amount. Okay, and now for food, I'm gonna come back up here in my grocery. This is the receipt. Now I'm gonna take this receipt out and I'm gonna throw that away because I'm writing this amount into this book. That is how I plan on doing it. So for my grocery this week, this is what I spent for grocery. So I'm just gonna add that up to see what I spent this week for groceries. So it was 80.65 plus 93.68. Oh, not subtract. Okay, so it was 80.65 plus 93.68 plus 7.55. That 7.55 was a snack that I got from the African store. So for grocery, I spent 181.88 for this week. Okay. So for my self-care, all I did was I bought nail polish and I painted my nails. And I don't have the receipt for that actually, but I took money out of here. I gave myself $20 for self-care this month, and that is what's left over for this week. So I went through half my budget. So there's that. And I didn't write it on here. That was 11 in there. I had some change. I think I left in the car. So 20 minus 11. So I spent $9. Blah, blah, blah. I don't remember the date that I did that, but it was nail polish. Okay, and balance was $11. Okay, I didn't buy anything for the cat. I didn't buy any kind of house cleaner supply. I'm gonna go back in and then fill these zero out for things I have not touched anything for that specific budget period. Okay, then I'm gonna add all of these up. So 1260 plus 62 plus 37, 125, 50, 181.88. Okay, so that came to total of 1679.25. So that's my total I spent for this week for bills like that. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to fill this out, this cash saving cash envelope. So I could not take money out of the account at all. I couldn't take money out of my account because I lost my debit card. I didn't know what my debit card was. Both my debit cards are missing. I have been looking everywhere. I can't find them. I checked the account. No one have used it yet. So I know it's not fraud, but my kids come and they go through my wallet. And when I was doing my budget planning, I had my pink wallet on this table and I left it here. And my kids come in my room. It was like my purse. And now I don't know where it's at. This is my cash envelope. And it's a 100 envelope saving challenge that I made. And I'm going to fill one of these up today. And then where I'm going to get that money is from my gas, from my car, because I budgeted full 50 for that. And my goal was if I don't spend $100 on fuel for that week, wherever is left over from it, I'm going to put that into my saving challenge envelope because that is something I feel like I can get money from. If I still continue budgeting for that, I can just take that and put it in here. And I only spent $62. So $62 minus 100. That is going to give me $38. But the problem I am fixing now is that my debit cards are missing. So I couldn't pull out $38 cash. So what I decided to do is I decided to open a account from a Capital One account, saving account, to put that in, stick that money into that, and I'm going to use my kids' fake money. So we have $38 that was left over from that. And what I'm going to do to make sure I know that I'm taking that from there is I'm going to write that on the bottom of my expenses. That way I know I took $38 from my fuel, because I know all of that money is going to come out of that. So I'm going to pull, and it came from fuel. That way I know where that came from, and it's going to be $38. And I'm not adding it to that right now because I already did that. I don't want to redo it. But I'm going to circle that to help me know. That way later on I can add it into my whole budget. Okay. So we have $38. Whew, okay. It is hard to so this is 20, 30, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, this is my phone. I'm going to open my bank account and I'm going to transfer that into them. So this is my Capital One saving account that I made for the saving challenge. So every time I put fake money in there, I'm going to transfer that into this account, and it's not going to be touched except when I need to take that money out to put it in there when I do find my debit card. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is to transfer that $38 into this account. So now I transfer that money into the so I transferred that money into the saving challenge, $38, and now I'm going to put that into my cash envelope. So that's 20, 20, 30. Oh, okay. So that's 20, 30, 35, 36, 37, and 38. And I'm going to come up here, move this out of the way, and find my 38 envelope, and I'm going to put that in there. You know, I may actually just continue putting fake money in here to put the money in the account, because Capital One does have a 3 point something interest rate that they put on your money at the end of the month. And I feel that that would be better than just keeping the cash in here. So now my $38 in there, and 37, 38 is in there. Okay. And then I'm going to come up here and pull this out, and I'm going to circle my $38 to know I already used that envelope. Okay. And I'm just going to stuck it back in here. Okay. And then that's done. This expense tracker, I'm not going to fill it out. I'm going to wait till the end of the month to fill it out, just because I have these up here. So with this part of my planner, I'm thinking for my expense tracker, I'm just going to fill it out at the end of the month, just because it's not really interesting to me. I don't feel like it's going to help me, because I already have these to keep my expense tracker. But I'm still going to do it just in case it does help. But I'm going to wait till the end of the month to do everything on there, just so I can see. That's it for the first week of January. If you have any suggestions on how I can plan better, please don't be shy. Comment down below and let me know. Thank you again for sticking around, and have a blessed day. Bye.